Welcome to Cabbagetown People, a program which brings to life the history of remarkable people, colorful and amazing personalities who help define this neighborhood of Toronto called Cabbagetown. Many of them have left their imprint on the wider world. Here's an opportunity to discover the stories, the legends, the cultural and heritage links to Canadian history. Who will you meet? Rebels, a Nobel laureate, an extraordinary Mohawk physician, a world-famous magician, who, by the way, used to live in my house, and many, many more.
This structure is actually the entrance to a cemetery. It may sound kind of creepy, but there are some really terrific stories in there. This is called the Necropolis, which is the Greek word for City of the Dead. Come on, let's take a look.
Although this monument may look damaged, it was actually designed this way to symbolize two young lives that were cut short. Peter Matthews and Samuel Lount, who were fighters for justice, were hanged before thousands in downtown Toronto.
Everybody knows of Indiana Jones, but did you know that Canada has its very own Indiana Jones? How about a man who traveled by canoe to serve a land never seen before by the Europeans? He also found a fortune full of gold in northern Ontario. And if that wasn't enough, he found the first ever dinosaur bones in Canada. Cool, huh?
Also buried in the necropolis is Canada's first black doctor, the famous Ruffin Abbott. A friend of Abraham Lincoln, he served as a field surgeon in the American Civil War.
In the early 1800s, Toronto's main cemetery was at Bloor and Yonge, or what was to become Bloor and Yonge. Anyway, eventually they wanted to build on that land, but what to do with the graves? It's quite an interesting story, and somehow 984 of them ended up right here in Cabbagetown. But it was quite a journey getting them here. Thornton Blackburn and his wife Lucy were slaves who escaped to Detroit, only to be captured and put in jail. Well, there was this huge jailbreak, and they ended up right here in Toronto. I can't tell you the whole story, but what I can tell you is that many people consider Thornton Blackburn to be the great-grandfather of the TTC.
Like so many others on the Underground Railroad, Thornton Blackburn fled to Canada dreaming of freedom and opportunity. Not only did he find freedom and opportunity, but he also made a fortune. If you want to know how, you'll have to take the tour.
These are the kind of people who lived right here in Cabbagetown. We invite you to book a guided tour which we can customize for your class. For those of you who have toured with us before, we'll provide you with the resources you need for your own self-guided tour along one of the several routes we've mapped out in the area.